Moving on to our first topic of the day, mandatory tracking app implemented. Phones, companies tech, tracking, daily conditioning, and rights. While I share the info, think about the following questions for after all the info is presented. Questions. What do you think of phone tracking and the methods being used? Should they be part of our daily life like video cameras? Does your country have some type of app to track you currently? Google and the government. Google data shows your location data is already likely being used that way by mobile operators to feed traffic information to map apps. And it is such information that the European Commission has requested from mobile operators, which can determine the location of users by measuring the phone's signal strength for more than one network tower. In fact, mobile operators have already been providing such data to health researchers in both France and Germany. Google, which collects large amounts of data from users on a myriad of services, plans to publish information about the movement of people to allow governments to gauge the effectiveness of social distancing measures. In particular, it will display a percentage point and increases and decreases in the visits to such locations as parks, shops, and workplaces. Now, Bluetooth stealth. An onmoyod is an aggregated only gets you so far to get particle data, like the people with whom our infected person has had contact with. You need to get invasive, or do you? Singapore pioneered a method using Bluetooth. This is the technology that allows people to connect wirelessly headphones to phones or earbuds to their smartphones. If you've ever connected a pair to your phone in public places, you'll probably have noticed that the devices of others nearby. In this future with the Bluetooth that the Singaporean app Trace Together exploits. Someone who has downloaded the app and kept their Bluetooth enabled will begin to register codes from all people who have the app on their phone and whom come within range. Germany is looking into rolling out something similar. Privacy concerns. The Singaporean app is designated to reduce privacy concerns. For one, the app is voluntary. Another is the app doesn't track your location, rather it collects codes from the phones of the people whom you come to relatively close contact. That information is only uploaded to the operator of the app when a person declares himself or herself as having come down with the bug. The Tracing Together app then matches up the codes except for that no one can see except for the operator with the telephone number of the owners and then messages them that they have been in contact with someone who has been diagnosed with the bug. Spies in charge. The other means to get practical information is to utilize the location of data of the phone users. This is a method chosen by Israel in which internal security agencies, Shin Bet, is in charge of obtaining data from mobile phone operators. It also gets access to phone data and the movement of people for a 2-week period to help track down people exposed by the bug. Sherbet does not get access to the person's phone, however. Proportionate or temporary. Putting the fox in charge of guarding the henhouse is unlikely to sit well with rights and privacy groups, although they don't exclude the use of technology to help combat this crisis. However, states to contain the virus must not be used as a cover to usher in a new era of greatly expanded systems of invasive digital surveillance, said the statement issued on Thursday. The privacy group. They warned that an increase in state digital surveillance powers, such as obtaining access to mobile phone location data, threatens privacy, freedom of expression, and freedom of association in ways which could violate the right of trust in public authorities, undermining the effectiveness of the public health response. They said any additional digital surveillance powers should be necessary, postponed, and temporary. We cannot allow the bug pandemic to serve as and execute to gut individual rights and privacies. This article was in a Singapore newspaper. And I bring this up because I want to show how some of this was used in some countries later. So, keeping on the same topic, but changing articles over to Ukraine. The Ukraine introduces an app to track quarantine citizens using GPS data. The Ministry of Digital Transformation of the Ukraine said that it is introducing a mobile application designed to monitor people's compliance with self-isolation and observation rules pending quarantine. Officials say that Dave Dummy, the Act from Home app, is a safe platform mandatory for installation on smartphones by persons who have potentially contracted those infected with the bug, as well as citizens registered with medical facilities as those who must remain in self-isolation at home. Okay, so is it going to start with this bug, and then is it going to go to all felons or criminals later? Then is it going to go to nationwide, and then is it going to go global? So this is one example that I bring up, and please leave your comments below about the question I asked earlier. Hi, the small clip you saw was brought to you by Loyal World News. If you like what you saw, you should subscribe and look up my daily Loyal World News report for its full version. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, prefer to be on the road, I also have a podcast in every full-length video I put up.